Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu, and this is a Company of Heroes 2 shoutcast. I'd like to say hello to all the National Security Agency agents monitoring this. I know you guys have a lot of stuff to wiretap, and I'm glad you've decided to wiretap my shoutcast. We have DanteeChaos playing as the pink Soviet Union army against Trojan playing as the blue Ostwind Germans, and we're on the map Kolodny Ferma, one of the two 2v2 or one of the two 1v1 maps in Company of Heroes 2. One of the weird things about Company of Heroes 2 is that they seem to be doubling up on their maps. This is just a 1v1 map, but the other 1v1 map, Pripyat, is also a 2v2 map. I don't know who at Relic thought that would be balanced. They're wrong, I think. But luckily I don't play 2v2 or 3v3 or anything, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to worry about whether they're balanced for 1v1, and I can tell you that Pripyat, whether or not it's balanced, is a bad map anyways, so who cares? We have, god fucking damn it, no more screenshots, numlock on. We have, what's the Soviets building? One conscript? Is it gonna be another conscript? Yes, because there's no other building, and there's no way he's building another engineer. So, one conscript into conscript spam, there's the second conscript, and then straight off the bat, infantry company and two grenadiers for the Germans, so nothing strange so far. I don't know if there's anything to talk about. Can we look at their three doctrines? So, nothing surprising. The German has replaced this middle doctrine, which is usually... I don't know what it is, but it's a stupid doctrine, this middle doctrine. He's replaced it with the Jaeger infantry doctrine, which is by far the most popular, I believe, for the Ostwind players. It gets you the Jaeger light infantry upgrade, which makes your gives G43s and interrogation training to people, and interrogation training is sweet because you go find sort of a dead Soviet troop who's like sort of on the ground and be like, oh, I'm dead, and then you can interrogate them and get a bunch of sight on your enemy units. So we have first tentative engagements, some grenadiers poking at these conscripts. Grenadiers are going to tend to win versus conscripts at long range if nobody does anything. I did some testing, but it mostly comes down to luck. So in this case, the grenadiers are going to be in red cover, so they're probably going to lose in this fight. Unless the conscripts did lose a man really right off the bat. That was very unlucky to them. You see, these guys are basically at full health, so you just got a lucky penetration, it looks like, on these conscripts, and they died. Grenadiers still at 4 people and kill another conscript. He's going to lose a grenadier soon. It seems like maybe the damage is getting spread out over these two grenadiers, or they're all firing at this one. They should be focus firing. That's what you want to do. In basically any infantry engagement, you should focus fire, because that'll take down the enemy infantry much faster, and that's your goal. Once you remove some enemy infantry from the equation, it's going to make the fight much easier for you, and I'm not sure why these guys aren't moving up. I guess they want to deal with the pioneers first. So focus firing is always going to be better, except if you're playing some weird mind game shit, like so let's say these two squads are fighting, and instead of focus firing them, you split it up over the two, so you're wearing them down equally. This is going to make your opponent unsure about which to retreat first, and then chances are they'll feel like either sticking around for longer to try and win the fight, and there's a chance you'll be able to pick off one of the squads, just like, because as they both get lower and lower, the chances of you being able to kill one very quickly with some lucky hits get high. Or they'll sort of say, well, I just give up, and they'll retreat both of them, or they'll retreat one, and you'll have done more damage to the remaining one, because normally they retreat the one that's getting focus fired, but since you're not focus firing, you'll have put a bit more damage on the one who doesn't end up getting retreated, and you'll have wasted a bit less damage on the one who does get retreated. So that would be a time not to focus fire. And also, if you're planning to throw a grenade or something, chances are, if the grenade's going to do enough damage, which you can never really know because grenade damage is still pretty random in this game, but if you're planning on throwing a grenade into there, it might be good to spread out the damage, especially because if they're low health, I think the chances of the grenade critting and killing people go up. So you spread it out, and chances are the grenade will kill a bunch of people, and that will be exciting. Our Wehrmacht player, Ostwind, I'm sorry I said Wehrmacht, it's Ostwind, is floating a lot of manpower, almost up to 500 by now. Part of this is not having retreated any of these Grens lately. When he retreats them, they're going to have to get reinforced, so that's going to cost a bit of manpower. You see it's 30 to reinforce each of them. So 30, 60, 70, 80, 90, 120. So it's going to cost 120 manpower just to bring these all back up to full, and potentially even more if he loses some grenadiers up here, which he likely will. But still, floating 600 manpower is quite a bit, and finally down to floating 150 manpower because he just dumped a ton of it. Whoa, yikes, that's not good. Dumped a ton into a half-track and then Panzer Grenadiers, so it would have been better to start building either of these early, but I suppose he was waiting on the half-track. He needed 30 fuel for the half-track to buy it, and so he couldn't build Panzer Grenadiers before then because he would have to wait for them to build. That's unfortunate. I don't know, Panzer Grenadiers build fairly fast. All infantry builds fairly fast, so maybe he could have snuck that in before the half-track. I'm not sure. You'd have to go back and check, watch the replay yourself or something. Losing lots of Grenadiers here, but maybe worth it to decap this thing. There's some people crawling around, still don't have a doctrine picked by the Osther. And look, just in time, I haven't been paying attention to the Soviet teching choices. They've come out with a clown car, a scout car with a flamethrower thing in it. So this is going to be a pain in the arse to the Wehrmacht. To the Osther! I'm sorry I said Wehrmacht. Please don't kill me and stuff. I was going to say please don't unsubscribe, but chances are you're not subscribed in the first place. So we have a half-track out, and this is not going to be a good counter to the scout car, except insofar the scout car is not going to be a good counter to the half-track. He doesn't even have any flamethrowers yet, though. This Pioneer squad hopefully going to get upgraded with them soon. We have a Panzer Grenadier squad out, and if he had like 1,000 munitions, he'd be able to get some Panzer Shreks and blow up this scout car. Until then, he'll just have to focus on small arms fire or laying some mines, but that'll probably cost too much munitions. Soviets doing better on map control, as you can see. Not hugely better, because the difference between this and that is really just this munitions point in the middle is the big thing. Osther also missing out on this strap point, so income is not looking so great. And then, of course, the VPs are very much in the Soviets' favor, but that's not going to matter for a little while. We have a mine going down by the Soviets, so this might help them against the Osther half-track, except I believe the Osther player saw that. I mean, I'm sure he was shooting at these people while they were laying it. So if the Osther player was paying attention, if we're lucky for the Osther, he was paying attention, he'll be able to come in and avoid this mine somehow. I'm not sure how he's going to kill it. He could throw a grenade onto it. This could get dangerous if the mine detonates while people are shooting this. Look how much damage that scout car takes. So, as I may have said earlier, you will get small arms fire accumulating on these things. We have a blizzard coming. These pioneers eat the mine, so all in all, not so bad. That was technically an anti-tank mine. It seems to be fairly lackluster against infantry compared to the original company heroes. Not terrible, but it's alright. We have a half-track coming in. It does get AT grenaded by these conscripts, but they're going to have to run out. They're standing in this red cover. This is just a bad place to be. This is all red cover all around here. So now we've got a blizzard going. People going to freeze. These guys going to freeze. No, they'll be fine. These guys going to freeze. No, they'll be fine. Nobody's going to freeze. Nobody ever dies in a blizzard. Unless some weird stuff happens. So Osther are doing interesting stuff, moving all those Grenadiers up there. Probably going to want to reposition them sooner rather than later, but are we going to see a Panzerfaust on this thing? No, actually, light infantry, like just small arms, is really chewing it up. This machine gun is really doing a number on it, and that's that for the Soviets. The scout car down, thanks to the Wehrmacht half-track, thanks to Osther half-track, and I say Wehrmacht, by the way, because that was the Company Heroes 1 faction, just so you're not, like, super confused. And we have a scout car out. I should be paying more attention to these teching choices. We have 500 manpower floating and 40 fuel floating for the Osther, and that would be much more had the scout car not come out. So bad news upgrading this thing. This is only, wow, that was a sick-ass grenade. Holy shit, takes out a conscript squad. This is looking worse and worse for the Soviets, except here comes the Guards Rifle. The Guards Rifle have their AT rifles, and these do a crap ton of damage to light vehicles. Watch if they ever fire. Boom! First shot, second shot, one more shot. That SDKFC 222 is toast! So, look at that. These guys need to move slightly north to pick up some warmth before they start dying. Please. Do you have your DP-27s yet? Yes, you do. So here's the two DP-27s, gives them quite a bit of anti-infantry killing power. This guy, I think, just died in the snow. They throw a grenade, and that kills some people. These guys are gotta motor out there. That's unfortunate, because they're the Panzer Grenadiers. They do the good damage close in. Finally, he wises up, moves towards the snow. You don't want to move too much with these guys, because the DP-27 needs to stop moving to fire. So, of course, getting in close to these guys is fine. This is a bad move, moving this half-track up. I'm not sure what it's doing. It's going to get shot by these AT rifles. If the Soviet player is smart, that is. I guess the idea is to reinforce these Grenadiers and get some damage on these guys, but this is super dangerous. Watch these AT rifles firing. Just kidding, they're shooting at the Grenadiers. LOL, don't do that. Shoot at the half-track. Okay, force it off. It's got a damaged engine. Maybe he doesn't want to force it off too soon because these new guards rifle are coming up, so he wants to do like a shock and awe thing with 4 shots simultaneously and destroy it. Oster needs to run away. If we turn on the Fog of War, we see they're getting to the edge of the sight range in this blizzard. So let's just swap over, fine, to the Soviets. Soviets have enough munitions to have buttoned that thing. I'm not sure if it's even worth it. With 2 guards rifle squads on the field, wherever that half-track goes, it's got a limited lease on life. Same thing with this. Oh man, it blew up before I got to talk about the autocannon upgrade. The autocannon upgrade that he got on the scout car is really only good against light vehicles, and barely even that. I mean, actually it's pretty good against light vehicles. Whoa, where did the Soviets get this guy? New thing. Yeah, at this point when your opponent has dumped the money into an autocannon for that, I would not buy another one of these, but of course you killed this thing, so congratulations Soviets, you're floating 300 manpower and 130 fuel. Buy something with your fuel. What are your engineers doing? Oh, of course these ones are riding in the clown car, and I guess these ones have an excuse too, so whatever. They're capturing the cutoff. Still really good map control by the Soviets, gotta hand that to them. Osthair seems to be clumping too often with these infantry altogether now, and we're going to see again this machine gun open up on the scout car. It's going to have to get penetrating hits to hurt it, and it looks like it's not getting any, so that's bizarre. Okay, well, draw your own conclusions from this weird fight. And there's nothing else to watch, so we're going to keep watching this. Finally, it's accumulating some damage, but it's taking quite a lot of bursts, and look how much damage this thing's taken. There is, of course, a machine gun on the front of this. Whoa, holy fuck Marooney, what happened to that? Where did all that damage come from? What is going on? Company Heroes is weird. This game, guys. And that's dead. And of course, these people are fine from the inside. Not like we want to add damage to people on a troop transport when it gets blown up. Not like that would be a good idea. Not like we learned this lesson from Tales of Valor and our stupid fucking kangaroo carriers that everyone thought are dumb. And so let's just put the exact same mechanic in the game again, except let's put it on half tracks and scout cars and move them to like tier 1 so everyone can buy them when the game starts and fuck up the... God damn it, Relic. Why did you make Company Heroes bad? Anyways, this half track is dead. The guard's rifle, as predicted, just owned it up. It looked like the squad was dead, but no, it's just this guy up here who's dead. These guys, do they have the DB-27s? No, these don't have the DB-27s, so they're going to have a lot less luck against these people. The 2 with the AT rifle are largely useless. I'm not sure why the AT rifle fails to hit infantry so much, but it does. In the original Company Heroes, we could blame the target tables for that. In Company Heroes 2, it's just magic. Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart, when the music something 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 start. And that's about as far as my knowledge goes. Finally, Osthair making some progress capturing this map. We have, oh, there's the AT gun. Maybe that AT gun is what magically killed this thing. So, okay, mystery solved. You see, we're solving mysteries. We're like cool teens. And Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew appears not to, like, go to school or something from what I hear. I've never read a Nancy Drew book, but that's what I hear. She's also getting tied up, so that's, like, kinky. But, so if the NSA is still listening, I hope Nancy Drew is 18. Okay, Soviets fucking addicted to these scout cars. Dude, at this point, give it up. It's not happening. Stop trying to make scout cars work. Scout car is not going to work. And don't buy a fucking Maxim machine gun. What is wrong with you? Where's the Maxim? I clicked on it, but it's probably coming in from off. Here. Maxims are good for one thing, which is mowing the lawn. You see that? You see this shit? Oh, God, what did I hit? What button is on this keyboard? That was in... Why is everything bound to... Everything I press takes a screenshot. There is nothing I can do to not take a screenshot of this video game. Whatever. What are these people doing? Razor wire? Where's that going? Okay, one piece. At least it takes forever to set up now. Used to be a faster in Company Heroes. 2 pieces. 3 pieces. I like that animation. They're sort of spooling it out from their thing. How's this doing? Not so well. It's got a kill, but it just took a Shrek shot. Or Faust shot, sorry. Another shout. Hey look, Farazan's talking to me. How often do they patch the game? I don't know, and I'm busy. I'm busy in a shoutcast, so you're not going to get a reply. Maybe someday in the future you'll watch this and you'll be like, that's why Tycho was a jerk. That's wrong. That's only explaining why Tycho's a jerk in this particular situation. Normally Tycho's a jerk for other reasons. These guys moving a lot. Need to stop moving for DP-27. This Maxim is firing. This is dead. These people have DP-27s, I think. Yep, they're firing too. And so between the Maxim and the two DP-27 squads and the Flamer squad, and that's it. These had to pull out. That's surprising to me. Looks like he lost the squad on the retreat, so now things are finally looking even for the Soviets versus the Oster. The Oster having lost the scout car and the half-track and a squad or two, or no, and a squad, and then the Soviets having seemingly lost a lot more. So there's the wire complete. We do have a complete thing. The Soviets can just... Okay, number one, I think they can run through here. Number two, they can hop this fence. Anywhere along this fence you can hop, because I guess these bushes are things you can walk through. And the map has been ping-ponging back and forth. Really exciting stuff, but overall I'd have to give it to the Soviets for having things collected. And a great job on the Oster keeping this AT gun alive. It was in the middle for a while, but it pulled out. And so this was not what killed the earlier scout car. It could have put some damage on the scout car, but at least we know it didn't kill it. We have a blizzard coming and an ostwind on the field, so that's what Oster has teched up to. Soviets still just wasting all their fuel on scout cars, so there's a lesson here for you. Stop buying scout cars. So we just have a... Why are you spending all your fuel on scout cars? Are you really that addicted to the flamethrower thing? Most of the good part of the flamethrower thing is how it completely negates the Company of Heroes early game. The Company of Heroes early game is based around machine guns setting up and flanking and infantry positioning and careful cover usage and stuff like that. And the thing that makes the scout cars and the half-tracks so good and so stupid is that they completely negate that. You just stick flamers in them, they can drive around anywhere, cap anything, flank anybody, roast everything, go up to a building, shoot fire into it, be like, I'm burning all your stuff, I hope you have fire insurance. And they're like, actually, I don't own fire insurance, I'm just occupying this building, I'm a machine gun, I don't live here, it's a thing. And then they're like, well, whatever. So in any case, this the usefulness of this breaks down dramatically near the end of the game, not because it's bad, but just because you want to be dumping your fuel and your teching efforts and your micro efforts into other stuff. We've seen the Soviet lose like a shit ton of these vehicles, and he's just going to keep losing more and more and more. You see, he's still getting stuff out of it. He's roasting people. These engineers inside have 10 kills, and they're only going to get more, and he's forced to retreat on these Grenadiers and on these Grenadiers, and I don't know what these Panzer Grenadiers are planning to do, but they're out of there too, so that's fine. But soon there's going to be an Ostwind up here, and it's all going to go south for the Soviets. He doesn't even have Tier 3 or Tier 4 built. The best the Soviets can hope for is to get AT guns set up. Oh, and he actually does have an AT gun, and that, between the AT gun and the Guards Rifle, who have button, he's actually going to be good to go against this Ostwind. But the Ostwind is going to totally negate this scout car, because the Ostwind fires fast enough that there's like no way the scout car is going to escape. Could also have used his Pack 40 actually up here. In fact, that would have done it. Because he had 3 squads here, spread them all out. They'll probably last long enough for this thing to come up. But Soviets like, oh shit. Here's the Ostwind showing up, and if we turn on line of sight, we see the Ostwind cannot see jack shit. In a blizzard, your sight range goes down. Although, despite putting quote-unquote true sight into the game, Relic half-assed it, because tanks still have like a weird circle vision all around them, even though that makes very little sense. So I guess for the Ostwind it makes a bit of sense, right? Like if you're in this thing, maybe you can sort of just look around, look at that dude. But for most tanks, you would think you would look out through the vision slit, like it works in Men of War. So this tank would just see forward, and other tanks, they would see sort of forward, and then wherever the turret turns, whatever. Let's turn off the Fog of War. Again, do we have a Doctrine Chosen? Tough to tell. This is buggy. Do we have a Doctrine Chosen over here? Yes, of course. Guards Rifle. And I haven't seen much hit the dirt action on the conscripts, because he doesn't seem to be using many conscripts, but you can presume that that is in the offing. We have this AT gun, which is ostensibly in combat. I guess he bought the Maxim to cover the AT gun. Unfortunately, we're going to see how not so stupendous the Maxim is. Somehow suppresses these people. I don't know how that works. The Maxim actually can suppress. I shouldn't joke so much about its suppression abilities. Okay, so here's the thing. That's a scout car. We don't care. Here's the Ostwind coming in, setting up a flank, and the Stug is firing. So I think the Germans are going to take this, having dumped their fuel into more sensible teching paths. That's the end of that thing. Ostwind is going to take forever to kill this AT gun, but that's okay because it's not really shooting at anything. And D-Cruiser, ouch, look at that. Must have been a nice hit or two from the Ostwind. And now the Soviets are going to be in huge trouble. They do have an no wait, they don't have an AT gun, right? That's dead. They bought another scout car. What is wrong with you? Stop it. You're addicted to these things. You need an intervention. DanteeChaos. You need to stop building scout cars. Soviets would have this in the bag if, like, the 100 fuel they had spent on the scout cars had been, like, 20 fuel instead, and they'd save the 80 for a T-34. Because if you... Whoa, Jesus fuck, he's floating 180 fuel and 400 manpower. He needs to have teched long ago to Tier 3 or Tier 4. I recommend Tier 3. Guards rifle are not going to be your AT forever. AT gun plus guards rifle can be your AT forever, but you need to make it work for you. He's clearly not making it work for him. There's a nice grenade going in. That was a big explosion. And I don't know what's going on. This is a clusterfuck. Can you tell what's going on? No. Apparently he's focus firing fairly good on the Germans. One grenade goes in and really hurts these conscripts who are not hit the dirt for inexplicable reasons. We have a button vehicle. Look, you're fucked. And massive amounts of damage from... I don't know, I guess that must be the AT rifles. When they penetrate, they do a lot of damage. Penetration is hard from the front of a tank, but it's happening. Ostwind is just tearing around behind enemy lines. It's got 16 kills so far. Button has stopped. This weird little trident symbol on this thing means the gun is hurt. That was a grenade, went in, killed the repairing pioneers, but here comes the Ostwind to save the day. It's either going to crush people if it knows what's good for it, or it's just going to stand here and get friendly fired by the Stug. That works too, right? Like, you know, I'm not going to tell you how you do your job. You want to drive up in front of the guards rifle, get shot by your friendly Stug. That's totally well within your rights. You can do that. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to say you're pink, okay? Because pink is awesome. I just want to say I'm very glad that Relic made pink like the main default color when you turn on 1v1 team colors, and I'm not joking about that. I think pink is stupendous. I always make my crosshair in like first-person shooters that let you customize the color. I always make it pink or purple because that stands out super well, and it's badass. Maybe badass is not the right word. It's a cool color, but so yeah, I'm thrilled about pink. Looks like the medics haven't got the memo. Medics still red, the color of blood. I'm sure that's very reassuring to the people they're treating. Don't mind us. We have our own uniforms as a color of blood to remind you of what you are not going to lose when we are treating you. Yeah, right. Very reassuring. So, Soviets floating... Whoops, let's swap... Oh, we are the Soviets. I don't know where all the Soviet fuel has been going. I guess he doesn't have any fuel income right now. Soviets still floating 220 fuel. Needs to spend that on taking up too much with the infantry, too much with the scout cars. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll never say it again until I do say it again in the future when someone tries this again. Infantry heavy strategies, no. Okay? Eventually you need vehicles, and vehicles do not count if they're scout cars. Not like those are bad, but those are really early game things, maybe mid game things. Hell, you can even have them be late game things, but not on their own, okay? That's the only thing with wheels that you're buying. You're doing it wrong. We have a mortar purchased, by the way, long ago. It's had 1 kill so far, and we have another AT gun because this one got blown up. That's got 0 kills so far, and it looks like the Wehrmacht's just going to be able to waltz in. He only has 1 Panzer Grenadier squad. These should maybe be waltzing in. Look at the stupendous veterancy on all these units. Vet 3, Vet 3, Vet 2, Vet 2, Vet 2, Vet 2, Vet 2, Vet 1. All sorts of veterancy on all these units. That's some marks of pretty good players, or players who are too bad to kill each other. I think these people are both fairly good. Well, I think they're fairly good sort of at the micro level. They're not making a lot of horrible decisions when it comes to battles or anything. At the macro level, I do have beefs with the Soviets. Look at this. This is not what you want your base to look like 23 minutes and 23 seconds into the game, let alone 23 minutes and 28 seconds into the game, okay? Because it's all a bunch of people, and a bunch of people, it's just not going to fly when this thing can literally crush people. And I would like to also see some more squishing action, please, from the Ostwind. This is probably among the fastest, or maybe the fastest vehicles that can squish. If that was a squish attempt, it was pretty bad, whatever. So never underestimate squishing. If you've seen some of my noob casts, you've seen me squish people, and obviously it's a bit harder against people who aren't noobs, but you can do it. You can do it, and it's so powerful. You're going to force the retreat at least, and then you can just repair up your vehicle if it ate an AT grenade or something during this. So, again, the Soviets still going for this infantry horde sort of thing, still floating 250 fuel, 340 manpower, could really spare one of these 2 engineers to maybe be teching up to T-34s, please, is what I would suggest. Even though Ostwind's own T-34s, they don't own 2 T-34s, and you have the fuel for like 3 T-34s. And 3 T-34s would be 1 T-34 to ram the Stug, 1 T-34 to ram the Ostwind, one T-34 to drive around behind the two and cock block whichever tries to back out, and then you move the AT gun up to the front and you shoot things, and then you button the other one that tries to run away. Bam! Look, I'm explaining everything. You just do exactly what I say. Bada bing, instant win. But first you have to tech up to tier 3, DanteeChaos. That is your goal here. We have a fight going on, so these LMGs are pretty sweet. These DP-27s are pretty sweet. The fight kind of comes down to luck. And it looks like the luck is going to be on the side of the Soviets for that one. We have one Guards Rifle Squad here, so... oh, wow, wipes out the Panzergren Squad, so that's good. This might help tilt things in the Soviets' favor, because the Germans are going to run dangerously low on infantry, and we have an AT gun coming in. If we swap to... well, he can't see the tank, so he sneaks up on the Stug by accident. The Stug sees the AT gun, now it's going to back up. This is fucking nuts. The Blizzard's lowering sight range so much. The Guards Rifle are firing at this half-track, and these people are freezing to death. They're going to be able to keep reinforcing. They're going to have to choose who to shoot. They're trying to kill the Guards Rifle. Guards Rifle take this out. AT gun is backing way, way too far away from the Stug. If the Stug knows what's good for it, it's not going to move in. Nice damage on these engineers. Takes them out from this squad. These engineers are going to freeze to death and possibly get taken out. So now the Soviets have to pull out completely with the help of this thing, and this thing. The mortar, the AT gun, and the machine gun. He should be able to maybe try and sneak up on the Stug, but he's just not making it happen. That's unfortunate for the Soviets. He had a chance to do some real damage to that German tank, and I guess he didn't make it work. So who came out on top for that? Lost an engineer squad versus killing a Panzer Grenadier squad. I think that's a better trade for the Soviets, but again, he's still on the back foot, didn't get a tank for that. The Austrian is still entirely fine. He's still super infantry heavy with way too much fuel. Losing an engineer actually bad, because that makes it even less likely he's going to tech up. Buys another Guards Rifle Squad coming in from off map, and I'm just at this point thinking the Soviets are making bad teching choices. Get your men to the fire. Good. Nope, actually you're not doing that. You're dying from the Austrian. Might lose a squad here. That would be really unfortunate. Good. Getting to the fire. I like that. Throwing a grenade, I like that. That'll make it very hard for the Austrian to chase him down, but loses a Vet 3 conscript squad on the retreat, so I think this is just going to tilt further and further in the Germans' balance. It was almost lost, really, when the Soviets decided he would make scout cars in lieu of tanks. I'm going to tell you right now, if there's a way to make that work, it's not the way the Soviet did this, and it's not against this German player. And Ostwind is going to shred the scout cars, as if other stuff isn't going to shred the scout cars either. So 7 kills on this AT gun, all of them infantry. Never actually had to face a tank or even a scout car, I think, and up to 8 kills now. So well-fought match by both players. I think this is a teching loss for the Soviets more than anything. And I guess I shouldn't be calling it yet, because the game is not over. But it's looking pretty sweet for the Germans, and they may even kill the Maxim machine gun, which is going to freeze to death. It's dead. And now this is looking really, really bad for the Soviets, caught between a rock and a hard place. This thing is getting repaired up, and actually he's got an AT gun shooting at it, so that could actually kill it if he gets lucky enough. But okay, play back over, and so I guess the Soviet player quit. We can't actually tell, because Relic doesn't give us that information in the replay, but the chances of it being the German player who gave up and quit are basically nil. Soviet players like my stuff is all dead. So, that was a lot of fun. I like that match. So, if, I don't know, that's where the game ends. Bye. Look at this cool explosion, though. That's pretty sweet. Is there anything else that's cool? Look, there's this grenade that's about to explode. Can we find it? I think I see it. I think I see it. It's a bundle grenade. You see the bundle grenade. Okay, and these people are sort of chilling out. I've been debating in my head whether to ask people to like this video and subscribe. I never really ask on my videos, but I think it helps. So, there. I'm a scumbag. I hate myself.